How did you get to where you are now, which again is doing a lot of performance coaching, performance consulting for the top teams in the country and in the world?
Yeah, it was. It was by accident mostly because my career didn't end up like I wanted it to. I was a first round draft pick and should have been way better. I lasted 5 years on the roster of the big league team, and then probably spent another 3 years scrubbing around in AAA version.
Yeah,
like trying to get back in G League equivalent.
Right. So time out. So you mean to tell me this sport was you can get hit from all angles? It was like American football, and it's mayhem. And you spent 3 years just bopping around.
Yeah, I was stupid.
Yeah, stupid. You really loved this shit.
Yeah, well, I fell out of love with it as we went along. I played every game in the I was available every week for the first year, and I got drafted when I was 17. So I'm turning up as a 17-year-old playing against men, and I'm skinny as it is now, but I was a twig back then, so I was getting ragged all.
Oh my gosh, I can only
And then I got broken. Like every year, I would have a different surgery. I've had 3 shoulder reconstructions, no posterior cruciate on either knee.
Oh, Jesus.
So anyway, that was tough, and so I went through some struggles while I was playing, and I know that psychology helped me. And it wasn't done very well. Still kind of isn't. It's still an area that people are feeling out, right? But when I finished, I went into coaching, and I was coaching an AFL team, a development coach. I was only a baby coach.
Yeah.
And while I was doing that, I'm like, if I want to be good at helping guys who are trying to do what I actually wasn't very good at, I probably got to learn psychology.
Yeah.
And I would come here every off season and to America, just because I love American sports, but also I was like, I wanted to learn how they did it at the top of the world, right?
Yeah.
And then few different stories converge on. I was reading a book about this researcher. Yeah. I happened to be going to visit the Philadelphia Eagles, and this person was at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. And I'm like,
very prestigious school, by the way.
Yeah. Right. Well, I didn't know that. I'm just like, oh, she's at this thing. And Pennsylvania sounds like where
is it a
Dracula is, right?
Where they hold the prisoners.
I thought it was in Eastern Europe.
Yeah. And there's that prison there that is very Dracula-like.
Right. Like Transylvania.
Yeah, that's what so I'm like, it's a made-up place.
Yeah.
But then it says in Philadelphia. I'm like, oh, what are the odds? I'm going to see if I can meet with this researcher while I'm in Philly. Yeah. And I meet with her. Then I meet 2 or 3 of the other names in her school, which is one of the best in the world in psychology. And they pitched me on, hey, would you want to come and do a master's here? And eventually I go back for one more season. They fired a head coach I was working with, so I got a buyout on my contract, and I came back and started doing a master's in psych.
Dude, that's awesome.
And then before I was finished, I was in the NFL, and off it went.
And was your first job with the Eagles?
Yes, first paid job. There was a little bit of under the table college stuff. You know how it is.
Come over here and speak for a little bit. Hey, by the way, there's an envelope over in the corner. Just grab that before you leave.
Hurry up.
But you talking about working, with the Eagles. Obviously, I was lucky enough, along with you to work with the Sixers also, and you worked with the Eagles, and you realize how passionate and gritty the city of Philadelphia is. And can you talk more about your experience? Because I know there's times that you've hopped on other people's podcasts and talked about your experience of just trying to put forth, the best effort and research to come together to put something out there that you think the team would enjoy and that would be the most productive, and kind of how it's kind of gone left, but you kind of just had to put the pieces together to put a good product out there and kind of help the team be successful.
Yeah, that's probably my introduction to pro sport. Was
like, what the fuck?
I was turning up to the Eagles. I was like a kid in a candy store. I still haven't finished my master's thesis.
Yeah.
I'm not graduated yet, right?
Okay.
And I just want to work in American sports. This will be cool. Yeah. Even if I do one speaking gig, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then I can go home.
And how old are you at this point, just for context?
I'm like 35 maybe.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I'm if I was going to just do football coaching, this is when I've got to dive in and just be a real football coach, right? Yeah. I'm like, well, fuck it. I've got a year off. I might as well see what happens over here. And the Eagles, I have a connection, so I get in there. I give them the data that I'm doing on my thing. I'm like, this worked with AFL footballers. I think it'll work with your guys, but I don't want to, that's a bit of a guess.
I'm not going to promise anything.
Yeah. So why don't you let me have your rookie class? I'll do it with them. And then you can see the results, and all I need is the data. I'll even do it for free. Yeah. So I do. And first session, I'm in there doing it. I'm not bad when I'm up the front.
Yeah.
And so I do my thing. Chip Kelly walks in the back of the room while I'm doing it. And by the time he leaves, he's told his 2IC, we've got to get that guy. He's doing all the training camp. He's coming.
Oh, dude,
I don't know if this has happened.
I just got chills a little bit.
So this is like behind your back. So you're up here doing all like, you do this, and Chip Kelly tells some people while you're doing that, like, we need this guy.
Yeah.
So like, hey, you're hired, kid.
Like, and not just for the rookies. It was like, that we want you to come in and do the vets. and we want you to do OTAs, and then that progressed into training camp.
By the way, just to give people some context of this, like NFL teams are like 53-man roster, and these are like grown men. All of us professional athletes have egos. So for someone to stand up in front of them and do what they do, just I don't want to say on a whim, but like as your first gig, like you got to have serious nuts.
Or be stupid. And there's a little bit of both.
50-50.
And then it progressed to, all right, we're going to pay for you to go anywhere in America. You can learn from the Navy SEALs, and you just find all the best mental training programs of people who perform and have their lives on the line, or like pro sports. And then you design a program, come back, we'll do what you say. This is yours to build. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, yeah, perfect, I will. And so I fly and I do a Red Bull Academy in California, and then I go to the US ski team, and then I go to the West Point Military Academy, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Put this thing together, send it through. Don't hear back that much, but they're getting ready for camp. So there's a bit going on. And I turn up for a meeting the day before, being like, all right, cool. So I still haven't got a schedule. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And they're like,
I sent you a few things.
Did you, you got that? You got to look at the program or something? And they're like, yeah, we did. And thank you, but we're not going to do that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I've lost my job already. Yeah. And we're not going to do that. Chip wants you to do the first hour of every day for all of training camp. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I appreciate the confidence, but I don't think that's going to fly with the 12-year All-Pro.
They're like, get this Aussie the fuck out of here.
By the way, like Jason Kelsey's in that locker room too. It's just like, well,
and so, there's, there are guys there who are 12-year All-Pros, and
Fletcher Cox.
Like, and he ain't having it.
Wait, Vic? Michael Vick too? Is he there?
No, he was gone by then.
All right.
But there's plenty of people who are like, oh, I don't need to teach you how to be tough. You've been in the NFL for 12 years. You got this. Right? And so, but they were like, well, this is, and at that point it was sink or swim. Like, do you want to do this or not? Well, fuck, it's probably not going to be perfect, but I'll do it.
Just figure it out.
And then I spent, I maybe had 8 days of content, or 8 sessions that I was comfortable, like you said, getting up there in front of. At that point, it was 90 people because they had the, guys trying out.
Practice.
And so I'm like standing in front of 100 people every day doing the first 8 sessions were gone in 8 days. And then I had to reinvent a new session every day for the next 20. So I go home at 7 p.m., design a new session, get up at 5 a.m., off we go again, and just be like, boom.
That's like, geez, that was me as a teacher my first year. I didn't even, what are we doing tomorrow? We'll figure it out. Could you give like a quick 1 or 2 sentence summary of kind of what the main idea or thesis of your teaching was? Or maybe it's evolved, but what is kind of like the thing you want the guys to walk away from with?
It definitely has evolved. And this is actually a story that I don't think I've shared publicly anyway, but it was a point where I realized, all right, I'm still learning some shit here, right? Because as a player, and you'll appreciate this, you want to feel good, right? Yeah. A lot of people spend a lot of time trying to feel good, be confident, blah, blah, blah. And I spent a fuckload of time trying to do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't effective, partly because of my body. But when I got like 1 or 2 shots, I didn't really nail it.
Yeah.
And fast forward to I'm in the room with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm doing an exercise. And what I studied for the most part academically was positive psychology. Like, how do you get better? How do you protect people from mental illness?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do therapy with people. I just want to help good people get better. And so I'm doing an exercise, and DeMarco Murray's in the room. Now, DeMarco had just been signed. He was the NFL's leading rusher the year before in Tennessee, I think.
Yeah. DeMarco Murray, I think, was in Dallas. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's right.
He went to
and so he came to the Eagles,
Rivals,
right? Yeah. And we do an exercise where you're like supposed to talk about if I'm getting in my own head, here's all the thoughts that happen.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a quarterback and you throw an interception, what happens?
Yeah.
If you're a running back and you fumble the ball, what happens? So DeMarco writes a couple of lines and then just stops. And I'm like, oh, okay, big guy, like, come on, play along a little bit. At least pretend you're interested. And so I'm like, are you stuck? Like, do you need to ask any questions? He goes, no, that's it. And I'm like, what do you mean that's it? That's the only, he goes, yeah, if I fumble it, I say, go back, give me the ball again.
Yeah.
And that, like, he wasn't trying to feel good. He was just like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And it's a very simple mindset, but I was like, oh shit, that's so much better than trying to solve your thoughts while you're playing, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to just jump from there to there instead of this.
Right.
Now, some people are blessed to naturally be that way.
Yeah.
But for most of us, we tend to overthink certain things, and particularly when you're anxious or there's high stakes on the line.
Yeah.
The biggest things are, can I feel whatever I have to feel and still do my job anyway?